Hey everybody, it's Gypsy. I wanted to talk today about something, well, that has been bothering me for a very long time, possibly years. Um, I'm trying to figure out how to word this the best way I can. But I'd like to speak to those who are, well, spiritualists um, of the old spiritual paths, etc. Um, I'd like to say we're supposed to be more awake, not woke, awake than others. And we're supposed to be lovingly showing others what is truly going on. But I see the opposite happening. It's very upsetting. I believe everybody has the right to live as they wish, as long as they're not hurting anybody else. It is not my business what anybody else does, nor is it my place to judge what other people do, as long as they're not hurting me, my family, or anyone else. In other words, do what you will, harm none. I strongly, strongly believe that. I also believe that there are certain aspects of a person's life that is meant to be private, that we do not speak about in public. You can be a spiritualist or any spiritual path and still have morals. To condemn organized religions that have morals is wrong. Yes, they do try to shove their beliefs down everybody's throat and judge them and try to get people to convert to their spiritual path. That is wrong. But to be angry at them for having morals is wrong. And believe me, on a very, very personal level, not based on what certain organized religions have done throughout history or to others, but based on what was done to my children and me. I have very, very personal reasons. Yet, I'm not going to judge these people. As long as you leave my belief system alone, I will leave yours alone. And I will leave you alone. And if you treat me with love and respect, and love is which every spiritual path should be based on, I will treat you the same, regardless of what you believe. My only thing that I truly believe for other people is that if the spiritual path you are on now is working for you, go for it. If it's not, seek elsewhere. That's all there is to it. And it doesn't matter where the elsewhere is, as long as you are not hurting anyone else. It really upsets me that people in my spiritual path or similar are so much on the bandwagon, on the narrative du jour, that their morals and love for humanity and the universe in general has gone out the window. I feel like very rarely do I find someone who is on the same spiritual path I am, who is actually awake. I mean, really awake. Because on my spiritual path, you're supposed to know to use this. You are supposed to be able to think for yourself and use this to gain the information on a spiritual level. Okay? And so you should know better. You should be able to see what's going on. You should be able to understand. Be diplomatic, okay? And it's very sad when I come across, well, brothers and sisters on my path who are just buying into it hook, line, and sinker without even thinking. Okay? Everybody, in my opinion, as long as they're not hurting anyone, can live as they wish, and you're not shoving it down my throat. Okay? When it gets to the point where you are forcing your beliefs, religiously, spiritually, life in general, down other people's throats, then you have to start looking in the mirror. Why don't people like who I am? Why am I not being accepted? Well, when you get to the point of nasty and mean, nobody's going to hear what you're saying. Nobody is going to want to be around you or hear from you. Okay? What is going on today is very difficult. Now, I am not a Republican. I am not. I am an anarchist. And I do basically lean towards conservatism. I'm a very family-oriented person. I'm a mother. In a few years, hopefully I'll be a grandmother. I'm very family-oriented, and I believe in treating others with respect and respect for yourself and love. I don't believe all your dirty laundry or your personal business needs to be laid bare for everyone. Unless I know you personally and you need my help, I don't want to hear it. I don't. Do what you want. Don't hurt anybody else. But spiritualists and anybody within that category, think first before you start speaking. Okay? I am conservative. I'm not a Republican, though. If it were up to me, well, there'd be no government, especially a federal one. And then the state would go. Okay? That's how I feel. Because I believe in humanity. I believe we're inherently good until we incarnate here and this world starts rubbing on, having an influence on us. And it's up to us to discern. As individuals, we need to discern. Humanity is smarter than that. And when you can sit there and say that humanity is so evil that we need a human to govern us, you got problems. You got to sit back and think about that statement. But I am very upset, I guess, with others on my spiritual path. Not on mine personally, but the general spiritual path. Not thinking. You should know better. Do you bother to look at the information on both sides and think about it and access your higher self or your guides? Access, the higher realms. Ask them, is this, is this really love and light? Is this action really out for humanity's highest and best good? Is it? Because I'm seeing that all these narratives, one, they're not for anybody's highest and best good, even that if it's for a certain people group, whatever it may be, it's not for their highest and best good, even though they may think so. Got a cat coming. Mr. Draco wants to join us. Also, these narratives du jour are being used as diversions to distract us from what's really important, what is really a danger to us, okay? So if you're a spiritualist and you're just buying into a narrative just because it's, you Draco, accepting of another group, You have to sit down and think, how is it accepting? What is being done for it to be accepting? Is it forcing others to accept? It's not really accepting, is it? That's coercion, not accepting. Is this love and light? Meditate on it. Ask the spirit realm, ask higher realms. Is this really love and light? Yes, this group probably should be treated better, or in the past it should have been treated better. But is the way we're going about it love and light? By creating more division to get a group accepted, is that love and light? You need to open your third eye and think that way. Look at the situation that way. Gather your information from this realm, the physical realm, and from the spirit realm. Think for yourself. Figure it out for yourself. Don't listen to the idiots on TV. Don't listen to the even bigger idiots in governments, the higher ups. They're not out for anybody's highest and best good except their own. Don't start taking it out on other religions, organized religion, just because they want to keep their values. They should be able to keep their values. I should be able to keep mine. You should be able to keep yours. Don't just buy into it because you are supposed to be about unity, because you are supposed to be about love and light. It might look like unity, but it's unity in disguise. Any unity that is going to cause you to hate others, lash out at others, feel that you're holier than thou because you accepted the narrative du jour, that's not unity. Okay? We are all from Source. Source is a very complex being, which is why every part of Source, which is us, is unique and different. True unity is accepting that the individual spirits of Source who incarnate are unique and different. And that's okay, because we're all various aspects of the character of Source. That's unity, accepting that, and having true universal love, not coercion, but to get others accepted. I don't care who you choose to be, as long as you're not a murderer, a rapist. Then I'm going to have problems with that. Hurting others, I always have problems with. But anything else you want to be, that's your own personal business, no one else's. And I'm not going to judge you on it. Who am I to judge? No one. But that doesn't mean I have to swallow the narrative du jour. It's kind of like my oldest son, John. He was gay. He's a very reserved, very private person. And at that time, the gay community would go around introducing themselves almost like an AA meeting, saying, I'm John and I'm gay. And my son said, Mom, why should I have to do that? Heterosexuals don't do that. Why shouldn't I be just like a heterosexual and just introduce myself as John? Well, that makes sense to me. If you want to be treated equally, well, just be accepted for who you are. My name is John. Hi, nice to meet you. You know, he made perfect sense to me. And that's how it always should be. I suppose if my son was out and he met a good-looking man he was attracted to, then that might come up in the conversation. I understand that. But you're basically shoving it down people's throats like that. But now it's even worse. I'm going to talk about the gay people these days. You know, there are others, okay? I think we should just start accepting our differences and who we are and stop shoving who we are and our beliefs down each other's throats, whether that be your chosen lifestyle, your religion, or whatever, okay? You are free to be who you are. Let others be free to be who they are. And if you claim to be into spiritualism, don't look at the surface and say, oh, this looks like unity. I'm going to accept it. Look deeper. Because they are using our desire for unity against us. Always remember that, always. They are using it against us. They knew that the old religions were making a comeback and that we believe in unity. So they're going to twist that unity to use it against us, to have a new world order, a new government controlling the entire globe. That's not unity. That is not unity from Source God, let me tell you. That is not universal unity. So please, open this and discern what you're hearing, reading, etc., and seeing. So anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.